What's going on, guys? I'm Noah Spockman, and today we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears and their season outlook. Now, coming into this 2018-19 season, the firing of John Fox was crucial to the Bears' success and what they want to do. When you have an offense ranked 32nd dead last in receiving touchdowns, I mean, you got to go, man. That's not acceptable for any team in the NFL professionally. Now, when they fired John Fox, they brought in someone else who was under the Andy Reid coaching tree, which is always a good sign. And Andy Reid, himself is a great coach. Under Matt Nagy. Coming into this year, Matt Nagy is a rookie quarterback. And when I say rookies, when you're under the Andy Reid coaching tree, you get a lot of help in how to become a head coach and what's it like to win. And I think that's huge for what he brings to the table. And also, he's an offensive guru. With the team ranked 32nd in the league, you need someone to come in and spice things up and make things better. And that's what the Chicago Bears are doing by bringing him in. And he's a former QB. He knows what it's like to be in the league. He knows what it's like to be pressured and want to do good after such a long time. And I think he's going to help Mitchell Trubisky get to that next level. He just needs the pieces, which he just did this offseason. And that's why I give Ryan Pace a big applause. This is his best offseason yet, and I think it's going to help Chicago Bears change the culture, change the ways of winning football. And that started with one of the first big names Chicago Bears got, in Allen Robinson. I mean, 3-year, $42 million contract. I think he's worth every penny, and that is due to his amazing season in 2014-2015. I mean, 1,000 plus receiving yards, double-digit touchdowns. I mean, that is fantasy. That is amazing football, and that's what you want. You want that connection with your young quarterback. Now, also, that he wasn't done there yet. He brought in Trey Burton, 4-year, $32 million. Well, I do think the money's a little bit too high, speaking of, because he wasn't a true number one tight end back in Philly, but he had that jack of all trades. He had the antics to become that Taylor Gabriel type of tight end, to do things that other people couldn't, and be a big crucial part to this offense. And then you have Taylor Gabriel, 4-year, $26 million. Not that bad of a contract. I think he's the speedster to this offense. He's going to help bring out more yards down the field, and he's going to help with screen pass plays. He just brings a lot to the table, like I said. You also have the players that are already there for the offense, and I think that's crucial. You have this offensive line that, yes, they need to cohese more, they need to be more together, but you still have a solid piece in Cody Whitehair, Kyle Long. You have Charles Leno on the left side, can't play right side. Then you add in James Daniels from the draft. Huge pick. I wanted them to pick him. And I just think adding him in there, and even if he doesn't start under Aaron Cush, he can still learn a lot more and become that type of bulldozer guard that we need. And he also can play center. And then to have the dynamic duo of Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. I mean, when you talk duo running backs in the league, you think Saints, you may think Jaguars, but then when you think Bears, you think Tariq Cohen, speedster. I mean, joystick. They gave him the nickname joystick for a reason, for his punt returns, running screen plays, throwing touchdowns. He's like a video game. And then you have Jordan Howard bulldozing, third down running back. He multiple back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. But as much as exciting as the offense is, I think the defense is the most exciting. When you bring back Vic Fangio, Kyle Fuller, I mean, they were going to go to Green Bay, and we stole him from our rivals, which is huge because Kyle Fuller played up to his contract. He was hungry. He was thirsty for that money. He deserves the money. And then you Vic Fangio, I think one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, made this team top 10 last year, and I think he can improve them this year. And then also Sheck Wes, I think he's very underrated on this team, and I think because he's a very good special teamer captain, and he brings a lot to the table. But yeah, I think keeping Vic Fangio was probably the biggest offseason move yet this year, just because of the fact that he's one of the best, and we want to keep being the best at defense because that's going to help our offense. Now, looking into other accusations of what we happened this season, I think the biggest defensive accusation on the defensive side of the ball would have to be Khalil Mack. I mean, you look at him, he's one of the best, if not the best, edge rusher in the game, and adding him with Leonard Floyd, Akeem Hicks. You have Bryce Callen on nickelback who can still rush the quarterback. You have Roquan Smith who we drafted, we desperately needed with Danny Trevathan. Oh, it can go on and on and on. When you have someone that special, that type of caliber player, they can get the double team, triple team. First, you can get triple teams. I mean, that leaves open other players, which the sacks go all around. It spreads the defense. I mean, adding Khalil Mack just makes this defense even more better, and I believe it could still be a top 5 defense, even better, because when you look at a 3-4 defense, especially under Vic Fangio, it's a scheme. It's a scheme. You could blitz off the edge, blitz up the middle, blitz from the back, cover 2, cover 3. You can run so many plays, and I think with all these players put together, they mesh so well. And what Chicago Bears is all about is defense. We bleed defense from our orange and navy blue jerseys, and that's how we got the name the Monsters of the Midway. And I feel like pretty soon Monsters of the Midway is back. If not, they are back. And I feel like on the defense side of the ball, we are pretty set. Like I said, it's on paper, but still, you gotta believe like this is good, and I think this is the most exciting a Bears fan can be in a long time since Lovie Smith. And it's very, very, very exciting for not just the city of Chicago, but for all around the world, and especially in the NFL. And it really shakes things up in the NFC North. You look at the 85 Bears. You look at the 06 Bears, who almost won the Super Bowl, had a better defense and offense, slightly above average quarterback in Rex Grossman. And then you look at the 85 Bears again, they had a slightly above quarterback in Jim McMahon, but a very, very good defense, one of the best of all time. You can win championships when you have a very, very good defense, but a slightly above average quarterback. And I think that when you look at this Bears team, it has a chance, but it's all in Trubisky's hands. The pressure is on Trubisky. One of the biggest things about the Chicago Bears is the injury bug, which comes back to my main concerns of why I think the Bears won't make the playoffs this year. And number one, like I said, is injury bug. They gotta fight it, man. I mean, they already got Leonard Floyd in the club. You already got Kyle Long with tightness. Same with Roquan Smith, and then Danny Trevathan went off the first year of OTA, first week of OTAs. I mean, it's tough, and you just gotta stay together and be built, man. But it's a very tough game. And then also for my second one would be Trubisky doesn't plan out. If he doesn't plan out, we have to go through another rebuild through the offense and defense because of Mac's contract. We wouldn't be able to spend money on other players that we want. But coming into this Bears season, you look at the roster, I mean, it is atrocious, it is amazing. It is devastating. It could bring havoc to other teams when we're talking about the defense. But let's first talk about the offense. I mean, you have Allen Robinson, clear number one option. Kevin White, shaky last. I mean, let's be honest, he hasn't been he's been a bust. It's a make or break season for him. He has a pretty good preseason. We'll see how that goes. And Javon Williams, one of the biggest dark horse surprises this year. I mean, you look at his preseason, Duke can play. 100 plus yards in one game, 140 I believe. Yeah, watch out for him. Then you have the tight end. Trey Burton normally will be the receiver on the tight end spot, then along with Brockner. But then you have Deion Sims. I think he's the blocky tight end to help with a lot of screen pass moves. No doubt, locked up. Mitch Trubisky, number one. We know what he can do. Well, not yet. 4-4. We'll see how he does. Chase Daniel, clear veteran backup, will help Mr. Trubisky progress as the season goes. Then you have the Z spot, the zebra spot, which is normally the speedster spot. Like I said, Taylor Gabriel, locked up. Then this is where it gets interesting. The wide receiver spot, Anthony Miller is a mini Odell Beckham. When I say Odell Beckham, I mean this dude can play. He's smaller than Odell, but don't let that size affect your what you think about Miller. I mean, dude can ball. And you have Bellamy, not too kindly about him, drops a lot of passes, but still works really good in the special teams unit. Then you look at the running back position. I mean, Jordan Howard, very underrated when it comes because he can't catch, but still, very good running back, 30 down back. Then you have Tariq Cohen, work more as the jack of all trades, will help with the passing, the running, the trick plays. Then you have Benny Cunningham, who is really good with the punt returns. And then Michael Byrne, the fullback, which I do believe they'll still use for a lot of runs, but not a huge lot of focus on Michael Byrne. And then when you look at the defense side of the ball, I mean, I'm serious, you gotta be excited when you look at this defense. I mean, you got Hakeem Hicks. He's already the leader of this team. He's shown that he's a proven left defensive end. He got 8.5 sacks last year, I believe. Then you look at Eddie Goldman, injury bug type player. He still can play. Give him a chance. Jonathan Buller is I think on this defense has the most improved. Then you got the left outside linebacker who can also, Khalil Mack can also play defensive end if we really needed him to. But he's already a proven really good player. May not be as good as Aaron Donald, but he's still up there as one of the best. And then you have Sam Acho, very good role player behind. Aaron Lynch, very disappointed in Aaron Lynch. I mean, when you look at this dude, always getting hurt. We had a high role for Vic Fangio back at the 49ers when they were winning really good games, but I hope his season turns around for the best of them. And then you got the inside linebacker position. This has been the biggest battle in training camp is Nick Kwiatkowski and Roquan Smith. I mean, Nick Kwiatkowski was bringing the heat while Roquan was waiting. Then you got Danny Trevathan. Very good leader for this Bears defense. Joel Lumbawe, I still don't know how to pronounce it. Very good coming out of college. I think he went to Buffalo. And then you got the right outside linebacker of Leonard Floyd. Gotta stay on the field, man. Know this guy can be good. Just gotta stay on the field. Then you got Isaiah Irving, who teared it up in preseason, got a sack each game. And then you got Kyle Fitz, very good third string, who has a lot to prove still. Prince Mukamara, I mean, he's a very good leader. Doesn't really get the picks, but he still does very good in coverage. Then you got Bryce Callahan, who I think is another dark horse for this Bears defense. Really brings the heat when it comes to rushing up the edge. Then you got Kevin Tolliver, who I loved in preseason. Really brought the A game. This strong safety, Eddie Jackson, was a big surprise last year being the rookie. Tore his ACL coming out of college at Alabama. Didn't really think much of him, but coming in, he did really well, and he's a lock there at the strong safety. Behind him is Deion Bush. When you look at the free safety, Adrian Amos, I think he's a secret silent superstar. People don't pay much attention to him, but he's still coming to the game. He's a very good, consistent player. And then you look at the right cornerback, Kyle Fuller, who we brought back from Green Bay as well, who matched a contract. Had a very free agent good year last year, proved himself worthy. He had 2 picks, very good in coverage, one of the best. And Marcus Cooper, who no offense, don't like because of the game where he stopped in front of the end zone and he fumbled the football.
And he has yet to miss anything this year. That one's blocked. The Bears have it. The Bears are going to get a touchdown out of this.
That really made me mad, ruined my whole day, but hey, we're happy, welcome back. And then you got Sheck Wes. You want to see a team that has already a solid top 10 defense that you know will be remaining knock on wood, no injuries. Then, like I said, defense wins championships. When you have a good defense, that generates more offense because you stop the ball more to get your offense time to make plays. And also, when you have a good defense, you don't necessarily need to put up so much points. So it's less workload on Mitchell and the rest of the guys, and more workload on the other team, tiring them out more. So when you have a good defense, good things can happen. But when you have a good offense too, man, that is dangerous. And I feel like this team can really be a good offense. So this Bears team, when I think of record-wise, I mean, NFC North, like I said, Packers, Bears, Vikings, and Lions. You never know how it's going to go. When I look at this Bears team, I predict them as an 8 to 10 win team. That's if, these are my requirements, my recommendation for why they would be that type of team, is if everything goes to plan, Mr. Trubisky becomes that not great but good quarterback. Everything comes into play. The cohesion is working together. Offensive line is good together. No injuries to either Kevin White or Allen Robinson. And Coach Nagy prevails as the best coach we've seen so far for the Chicago Bears in this generation. They deserve to be good again. I mean, they're a charter franchise of the NFL, for crying out loud. They deserve to be up there as one of the greatest teams. And I'm just ready to see how this season goes. It could be good, could be bad, but I'm predicting good because I always want to think positive. But this team, like I said, circle it down. Dark horse candidate, circle it down. Maybe wild card spot, they could sneak in there.